everybody. My name is Julia Denmark.
I'm Maria Graziano.
I'm Chelsea Henick.
And these are the lovely ladies from Stop and Store. So happy to have you today.
So happy to be here. Thank you, Julia.
Very happy to be with the Julias.
As you know, my role at Tekie Geek is marketing. And so are Chelsea and Maria's at Stop and Store.
Yes.
So they came today because they want to just elaborate on the life of being in marketing and branding your business, why it's important and what sets us apart from our competitors.
Yes.
So that's going to be really exciting. And we're also friends.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's going to be fun today.
Yes.
What we want to just begin with is what got you guys into marketing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I went to Rider University, shout out to Rider, for public relations and marketing and event planning. So I just love being able to market a brand, communicating with the audience, and really just sharing ideas and thoughts. And, you know, with Stop and Store, creating that as a lifestyle brand, because people need storage at every phase of their life, whether you're in your 20s, you're in a college dorm, whether you have roommates, whether you got married and you and your husband are moving in together, kids, so on and so forth. So I think it's so important. So that's why I'm happy to be here today to share that our ideas and how we implement marketing in Stop and Store.
That is awesome. What about you, Maria?
I went to Wagner College. I studied marketing. I started with my internship at Stop and Store my senior year of college, and I've been there since, which is about 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a ride. It's been really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love the team at Stop and Store. They're very sweet.
Yes.
We
And
love to have her.
And you guys are definitely leaders in the storage realm.
Space, yeah.
So tell me about what sets you guys apart in the business world. There's a lot of different storage units around New Jersey, Staten Island. Are you guys just based in New York?
New York City, the
how's
5
that?
boroughs. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm very grateful because my parents, Jeff and Denise Henick, are owners at Stop and Store, and this company has spanned over 35 years. So
Wow.
really honored to be a part of the team, as, you know, seeing it from a different side, because I am their daughter, but now I get to see it as, you know, a full circle business. And we expanded to 19 locations in 4 of the 5 boroughs.
Wow. Yes.
So a lot to be proud of and a lot to celebrate within the company.
That is awesome.
Yes.
We actually have a location right down the block from our office. And we have a storage unit there for Tekie Geek as well. And so does Mike. He has his own personal unit that he uses for holiday decorations that you can't fit in the garage or whatever it may be. And then
His
obviously,
collections, his many collections.
his collections.
And his business stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
runs a
for
lot of-
Tekie Geek.
we made a video last month about that. If you guys want to go check it out on our Instagram.
Check it out.
it's
Yeah,
great.
we did a
It's great.
collab video.
Yes.
Sometimes with marketing, it's fun to collab with other businesses.
Yes.
You know, just to showcase what they do while also showcasing what you do.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. It's been a little bit of a challenge, you know, the marketing something like self-storage. When you think of digital marketing, you think, at least for me, like, you know, the aspirational to some degree, like the girly brands, like the coffee, the beauty space, that's really easy to market, although it's a very saturated market. But I think that through Chelsea and I working together as of the last 6 months or so, we've been able to reach out to other businesses to collaborate on that front to help us differentiate. Because although we're not a national company like Extra Space, U-Haul, I think that being a family-owned small business is a good thing, because it's, first of all, you know the people that you're going to, the people that work in these facilities live in the communities. You know, you call some of these companies, you're talking to somebody in a call center in a completely different state, in some cases, a different country. So it's sort of impersonal. And, you know, marketing it's been challenging, but it's been fun finding different avenues to help us differentiate us from our competitors.
great
sure.
job, Maria.
Yes.
That was an
Yes,
amazing
Maria.
answer.
It's a very PR answer.
I was going to piggyback off of that. I was just going to say, in terms of community feel, I love that. I'm very passionate about the fact that we're so different from other self-storage companies where we care about, first of all, the customers, but also the employees and their backgrounds and, you know, the different locations. I feel like every Stop and Store is unique for their own, where they're located, and the people and the genuine interactions. It's, you know, it's an actual community feel, and Stop and Store takes pride in donating with their charitable fund to different organizations nationally, globally.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
Mike and Denise and Jeff are very out in the community. They're very
Yes.
giving. I know your parents are part of a lot of groups on Staten Island, charities, and help support those charities. So, you know, we love walking in the breast cancer walk every year with your
Yes.
family. And Mike is a very good advocate for everything nonprofit wise. So
Absolutely.
we
Mike
love
is
being in the
100%.
local community as
Yes.
well as you guys.
Yes,
I
definitely.
think that's what makes my parents and Mike such a great partnership
Yes.
and friends, because they have that common goal of they're business oriented people, but they also want to give back in, you know,
Yes.
however way that they can.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, in terms of me and Maria and our little marketing team with my mom
And Claire as well. Shout out to Claire.
Shout out to Claire.
Who's
and-
Claire? Who's Claire?
And also
Oh, your
Mike
intern.
Pakulik,
Yes.
our
Mike
marketing director. I want to
Yes.
also give a shout out to him for all of his guidance and his support. We're really creating, like she was saying, maybe years ago, storage wasn't as glamorous as like a makeup brand or a coffee brand, but now it's, I feel like, transitioning to a lifestyle and why people need it. So I think that's where we're finding little niches in how we incorporate that.
Yeah, the way we think of it and the way we were sort of sold on the self-storage space is that it's not aspirational. You know, usually when somebody goes to look for self-storage, maybe they lost their job and they have to downsize their home, or they lost someone, or they're moving out for whatever negative reason. But, you know, we've been trying to make it more aspirational and lifestyle, like, where, you know, maybe you need self-storage. Of course, people need self-storage for those reasons, and they're completely valid. But maybe you're renovating your home, and that's a fun thing going on in your life. Or maybe you're upgrading your home and you need some space for the interim. So
yeah, like sometimes it's good to be realistic, and then you can also shed light on it as well, because that's sometimes the spotlight is more towards the negative side.
Yes.
Even with us, like, IT is boring.
yeah. I was gonna ask,
really
how do you
is.
guys navigate marketing?
So
IT.
yeah, so like it's black and white. It's cybersecurity. It's kind of boring, you know. If you're not reading into it, it needs to be visibly attractive to the eye. So whatever you're looking at, a website, a billboard, a blog post, an email blast, an event flyer, whatever it may be, that's what sets us apart from a lot of tech companies on the island, or even locally in New Jersey and Queens. We brand ourselves as the IT superheroes. And
I love that.
Everything around our office is Marvel theme, comics. Mike likes to have a lot of fun with the brand, and I love bringing that to life with Julia. It's just, it's fun to set us apart with other competitors, because we get to have our own twists. Like, Mike's office is filled with more characters than you can even see
It's
here.
the personality of the brand. It's
Yeah.
great.
So it's fun to shed light, like I said, on things that may seem out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So
I was
that's
going to
really
say,
fun.
even in the logo, like the Tekie Geek brand, the superheroes, I feel like that attracts the eye. And for us, it's stop and store, literally in the word. Like, you stop and you store your items. And so, like, going back to what you were saying, I feel like maybe people tend to think of like, oh, if they're moving out or retiring or some sort of negative connotation. But what about we try to look at the silver lining behind, like, the good reasons people would want to store. Maybe they just had a baby. Maybe they're re-renovating their house. Maybe they have sentimental items that they want to keep in their, they want to keep safe.
Yeah.
Like, I think we try to look at things we shed light on the positivity and why it's a good thing. And also even just like decluttering, because we always say, like, if you declutter your space, and now it's spring cleaning, you declutter your mind and you free your mind from that anxiety
Yes.
and more time for Pilates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Like,
Self-storage is definitely applicable to anyone at any stage in life. You're moving out of college, you're moving into your first apartment, maybe even if you have roommates, just absolutely anything. So that's like the sort of the positive of marketing something like this, because it's not necessarily one demographic. It's not, people that own businesses or maybe somebody that, is going through something specific. Absolutely anyone in any,
like,
situation
that,
can
like,
use it.
I don't know if it's called a meme. You would call it a meme, but it's like that picture circulating Instagram, like everybody in their own rooms in the building. And then it's like everybody has their own life. Like, you don't know what everybody's
So
going
true.
through.
Yes.
And they
That's it.
probably are all living different lives. And that's what you guys probably see every day.
Yeah.
So
You guys hit the nail on the head that it's really some things or some businesses are more niche to the demographic. So it's interesting in college, you look at the demographics. Maybe it's, Oreos. Everyone eats Oreos, but maybe it's a niche brand like fitness, Nike, who's the brand, who fits that criteria. But in self-storage, maybe there is certain people in a specific time in their life that they may need it, but you can be really starting from your early 20s up to, hundreds as long as you can. Until the end. So as long as you can make it.
yeah, I love that point.
Yeah.
I do. So now I'm going to switch over to my partner in crime, Julia Lepore.
Hi guys, I'm Julia, the marketing coordinator for Tekie Geek. So happy to have you guys on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
I
Thank
know,
you
so
much for having
exciting.
us.
Love this.
The
Such
two
a
of
fun
Julias.
experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just love that.
So what we were talking about before, marketing, everything marketing. I love your brand. I love Stop and Store. It's amazing.
We love your brand.
Yeah,
Oh,
we love
thank you.
Tekie Geek.
What got me into marketing, I went to school. I went to St. John's. I went to school for communication. So communications ties into marketing in so many different ways. But here at Tekie Geek, I edit all of these podcasts. I do all like the blog posts for our website. I do some Instagram reels, some YouTube reels. I mean, me and Julia work together pretty much on everything. But I think it's so important to make sure your brand stands out, because IT, like we were saying before, is not the funnest. That's why I just feel like it's so important to make sure you have something fun, especially if your brand is like not, what people are really looking at.
Yes, I was gonna say, your guys' brand, to me at least, has sort of become synonymous with like that comic book style.
Yeah.
And you're doing a good job with when I see certain colors or somebody without explicitly seeing the brand name, they associate it with your brand. You're doing a good job, and that's because you guys are so, on top of it with the branding. It's so consistent. So.
Yeah. Which we honestly, we have to do, because I feel like it's so important to be consistent. If you're not consistent, you're not going to see like results.
Right.
So, but you guys also do a great job.
Yeah.
Love the marketing team at Stop and Store.
I was going to say consistency is so key.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that we're on the podcast today, because I feel like
love it.
we're advocating for maybe the brands that aren't, popping out initially to everybody, but they're so important for daily life.
Yeah.
And that becomes, as we said before, a lifestyle in itself.
100%.
So I think having it be brand awareness and sticking to the core of the brand, and obviously like the mission, it comes back to like, what are we trying to convey to the audience? The audience needs a certain thing, and what are we doing to get them from point A to point B? So I think it's how we get them through that journey, and we're doing that through our communication, through our marketing, and through how we're, not even just to the Staten Island community, but for us at least, for Brooklyn, shout out to all the boroughs, Queens, Bronx, and, to put a face to the name for all of those employees in all the different, boroughs as well.
It's so crazy, because I feel like all of the makeup brands, the beauty brands, they have such like a big marketing presence, and like the everyday brands that you need are so kind of shut out in a way. Like everybody needs, you need to stop and store your stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that.
I think of it like a drug commercial.
Yeah.
It's like not something that's really like exciting or fun, but they make it that way.
it so it's
and not
it's that
everybody
way.
needs that,
Yeah.
but and they'll be like, side effects might include death, and they're like, yeah. So
And they
I
make
feel
it,
like she was saying, drugstore, like a CVS.
Yes.
Maybe CVS isn't as glamorous, but
you need
you
everything.
need CVS.
Right.
When do you you need your Advil, you need your smart
100%.
popcorn,
Things,
whatever it
yes.
is. So
Yeah.
it's like maybe you're not thinking about necessarily in whatever stage of life, like I'm so excited to get a storage unit.
Yeah.
But then
you
you
still
come
need it.
to, a time when you're like, wow, like, okay, I have all these things. I want to declutter my space. I want to get as organized as possible so I can make room to invite people over, to have parties, to just, summer is coming, like being able to have those weekends free.
Yeah.
So you do this ahead of time so you can get ahead of the game, and then you set yourself up for success.
But that's that's like the same thing with IT. That's why it's so important to, you need a strong cybersecurity team. But that's what we really push at Tekie, because I feel like people don't really see the importance of it, especially if you are a small business. People don't realize what's actually going on the inside. So it's important that we show what's going on the outside. So that's why we try and make our brand super fun.
Yes.
Shout out to Mike.
Yes.
He
Yes.
makes, I mean, obviously me and Julia really help like bring it to life, but he has such like amazing ideas. And yeah, it just shows why marketing is so important
Yeah.
for like the little brands, all that type of stuff.
So what value, like what do you use social media for? Because you said earlier, you're mostly B2B.
Yeah.
So are other companies or other businesses finding you on social media, or is it just to maintain a presence?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, even if we weren't really having a lot of traction with other businesses through social media, it's still important to
definitely
push your brand there. Because
Right.
let's say somebody hears about us. Let's say we go to a trade show, because we do like a bunch of trade shows and stuff. Let's say a company finds us there, and then they look us up. They look up our website. We make sure that our website stands out, so that when you do look at us, you remember us.
Yes.
And that's why we try and post on social media so much. We try and do podcasts. We like this one. We try and do funny videos and just make ourselves stand out, so that when you do initially meet us, we have like social media to back us up.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
I don't know if you guys do this as well, but like when I'm looking for a new company, regardless of
I
what
always
it would
look
be,
stuff up.
I always look them up on Instagram. And I don't know if that's a very Gen Z, like I feel like the generation before us was like Yelp or whatever else, but I feel like I'm not using Google.
Reddit,
right.
yeah.
Like I'm going on their Instagram and I want to see what their vibe is. I want to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Also, it's a way to sort of like legitimize the business for me. Like they don't have an active social media
I'm
presence.
not
It
buying
doesn't-
from them.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to
100%.
say, to tie into that it's interesting how the evolution of, marketing has evolved, because now we're in such a digital social media space. But before it was billboards or yellow pages and all of the things. So that my parents tell me about. And also I want to say shout out to Denise and Jeff Henick for their amazing, amazing guidance, support, inspiration in the company, in how they are for their employees, everything.
Shout out to Mike.
Shout out to
Mike.
Shout out mom and dad.
Yeah, shout out mom and dad. But I was gonna say, with that being said, it's cool now that social media is just taken over, and it's such a constant that it's only gonna continue to evolve. And I'm curious to know what the next steps
I know,
is
me too.
in
AI.
in the marketing.
I was just about to
space.
say AI.
And I have a question for you guys, actually. So, when I was gonna say, I like the fact that we support each other. So Stop and Store uses Tekie Geek. So shout out to Tekie Geek and Mike.
The best.
The
Literally
best.
the best.
They're always there
On top of everything.
On top
any
of
issue.
everything
thanks,
to be
guys.
there for us. And then also you guys support us by having, like we were saying before, our lovely storage unit that's around the corner.
Yes.
But my question is that maybe it's more of a statement, but maybe we can talk to this, how it's interesting that self-storage and tech actually correlate, because
They do. They go hand in hand with
yeah,
one another.
self-storage is you need physical space, and tech you need digital space. So maybe we could
very
talk,
good, Chelsea.
talk to
Analogy.
can I get the
That
little
was
clap?
an
She
analogy.
gets the clap.
But so like maybe we can talk a little bit to that,
Yeah.
because that's how I can correlate that together.
Yeah. Well,
At least in
everybody
my
needs.
brain.
No, you're 100% right. Everybody needs like digital space. Everybody needs storage. But that only like reaches like the surface, really. I feel like businesses don't really understand, like I was saying before, how important it is to like really have a good IT team. A lot of businesses that we come in contact with don't have a good system set up. And it's important because I mean, your financials, your reputational value, like that stuff is so important
I was
to
gonna
keep
say
intact.
it's not just like space.
It's not just like digital space.
security.
It's security for your business. We need to really like stand out because people don't understand that. And when they come in contact with like, let's say somebody that's not us, those people, I feel like everybody uses like the same templates on their website. Everybody has the same, it's like very cut and dry. So that's why, again, marketing, so important.
So important. And then I was going to ask Maria if you wanted to speak to this about how for us, it's a security of someone's items.
Yeah.
So how the employees, check the locks and also the comfortability. We have climate control spaces. I don't know if the drive-through.
Yes, no,
I wanna
100%.
talk to that.
And then on the IT side, which we have those little modules that we have to watch every now and then.
Yeah.
Denise sent me an email and she was like, make sure you get your Tekie Geek certificates to
Yes.
make sure. And obviously like people have always said like, companies are selling your data. And I'm like, okay, I literally don't care. Like
That's how I feel too.
But
I'm like,
watching those videos, I learn how massively important it is to secure your information, especially we have thousands upon thousands of emails. Okay. And I know companies that sell that kind of information to third parties purely for a profit. And then that's why you're suddenly getting random spam emails.
random calls.
Like it's insane that
It's
there's
scary.
levels to it
It's
that
in
you don't
this day and
think of
age.
it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's really scary.
And Tekie Geek has got us covered.
Personally,
absolutely.
and from a business standpoint, it's scary.
Yeah.
Like I know that the guys downstairs, like they came upstairs one day and they were like, oh, what was it? It was me or Julia's. Something was like leaked on the dark web. And like they caught that, like one of our emails. And it's just like, it's so scary because they can get more information from just having your email.
Yes.
Like your full name. Like it's so easy to look up something on, Safari and like find your information.
Yeah.
And for businesses, it's so important to like make sure that you're secure.
Yeah.
But you guys do an amazing job with our stuff. You guys
Yeah.
always, our stuff is safe in the Stop and Store.
Well, we
stores.
couldn't do what we do without you guys. So
Absolutely.
definitely.
It goes hand in hand. And I was going to say, thanks to our great employees, they're constantly checking the locks to make sure that everything's safe and secure. And you see, it's funny, I was thinking about just now Storage Wars, the show, and how some of these things that are in the storage are actually so valuable. So it's so important that, the security aspect, both from you guys digitally, as well as us, just securing the units is, very advantageous.
Yeah.
And then I keep brainstorming all these ideas. I feel like now, me and Maria always say this. Once we start talking,
It's like a writer's
boom.
room.
It's like
Yes,
a writer's, it's like
yes.
SNL. Maybe
Yes.
SNL one day.
One day you'll see us on SNL.
One day you
Writing
will.
skits about self-storage.
You hear that? SNL? I was just going to say that what do you take from, we like to take our customers, input from Google reviews to really, continue to hone in and make Stop and Store the best version that it could be. So how do you take,
Like reviews
customer
and stuff?
feedback
And
then apply it?
We get all of our reviews like on Crewwho. Crewwho is amazing. Customers are able to give us feedback on there, and we like to showcase that. So we are always posting. We always post it like on our Instagram story. We make sure to like highlight our customer reviews because it's like it's so important for other businesses to see. Okay, our clients like us, and like we're very personal
Testimonies are
people.
everything.
So it's really important for us to make sure that our clients have a place to go to leave us reviews. And also it's great because let's say like a client calls, they leave a great Crewwho review. They can give our techs and us, they can give us points so that we can go on Crewwho. We can send each other prizes. So it's actually, I just got a Sephora gift card, $50. It was great because I got Crewwho points. Oh my God, it's awesome. But highlighting customer client reviews, super important. Crewwho, shout out to you. Love it.
Over at Stop and Store, we have so many touch points of, receiving input, whether it's Glassdoor from our employees, from our customers. Something that we see often, going back to the whole security, standpoint, is that a lot of people say, down the street, there's a U-Haul and they're open 24/7. And although that sounds great, ideally, can be a security issue. And also a lot of these are self-serve facilities.
Yeah.
So if you come into an issue, you're not going to have somebody on site that can help you. So although we have, you know, our hours of operation are much smaller. There's somebody there always to help you. We're constantly checking locks. The facilities are well lit, the drive-throughs, the parking lot.
It's so important.
CCTV footage, the security you guys help us set up.
Oh yeah, the Verkada cameras. Shout out to those; they're amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
and of course the security on the, you know, the data standpoint. It's, I cannot exaggerate that enough.
Yeah.
The security checkpoints that we have,
Especially because you guys are holding like such valuable stuff.
Yes.
Like, people are putting their lives in your
Yes.
storage unit.
Absolutely,
Yes.
like literally.
Yes.
And I think to Maria's point, I think that's why, yes, maybe we're open from a certain, you know, span of time,
Yes.
but also we don't have, you know, there's always someone there at all times, you know, to help you, to give you a tour of the unit, to show you what size unit. Maybe you don't know, maybe this is your first time there and you never experienced self-storage, but what do you need for your couch, your bedroom set, and a couple photos? Could you get a smaller unit? Could you get a locker? You know, there's always someone on site. Differing from our competitors that don't have someone on site all the time, you know, that's concerning, because if you're having so many valuable items, you want to make sure the time, the hours of operation that the storage facility is open, there are people that are watching your stuff around the clock. So I feel like with Stop and Store, there's no need for concern. It's assurance. Like, we're reliable. We're always there for you with, you know, any of your needs.
Yeah.
Yes, we're there for not only, like I was saying before, with finding the unit that works for you, but also freeing your mind from the clutter. We're very personal people too. So, you know, chatting, friendly, uplifting people. And the last point I was just going to say was, we were talking about something related to marketing, because clearly this is a marketing podcast, but how important communication is amongst the team, so internally and as well as externally. So we were saying with Glassdoor and the Google reviews, the customers give us the feedback, but then also internally having that strong communication so that everyone is on the same page and it's a fluent message that we want to send out to the public.
And you also want to make sure that everybody, like your clients that are using your storage units, are heard. That's like the same thing with us. We want to make sure that our clients are heard. That's why we post their reviews on, you know, Instagram, LinkedIn. We make sure to like really spotlight them, because they're what makes Tekie Geek Tekie
everything. Yeah.
Seen and heard.
Make sure our clients are seen and heard.
Yes.
And it's also so important, you were just saying before, having good employee morale, having personable people, and that's how I feel
culture.
like office culture. That's how I feel. That's why we also try and spotlight our office culture on all of our social media platforms, so people are understanding that we're not just an IT company. We're actually people that care about your business and want to make sure your business is safe. So even though we're in two different industries, technically, we both kind of have like the same, same purpose.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
I was going to say about, did you want to speak to International Women's Day? That video.
Oh, happy International Women's Month.
Happy International Women's
Women
Month.
bosses.
Yes.
Yes. This is all women's.
Yeah.
Is this your first all women's podcast, or
Is
I don't know?
No, we've done.
Dang it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I thought we were pioneers. Shout out to all the women in business. You know, of course, we want everybody to make sure they feel seen, they feel heard. And it's really important to us that our customers know our morals, know our values, what we really value, and we want to highlight all voices. So, and I'm sure that's
the same thing with us,
you guys. Yeah,
for sure.
You guys are such a strong group of women here. The women that I've met in this office are amazing.
I love it.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
All right, guys. So thank you, Maria and Chelsea, for being on this podcast. We're so happy to have you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Yes.
Thank you
so
for
much for
having
us.
us.
Follow Stop and Store on Instagram.
Yes.
Like and
follow
subscribe.
Stop.
Thank
Like
you.
and subscribe.
Bye.